My name is Jana Grekul and I'm Associate Professor in the Department of Sociology. I'm also Director of the BA Criminology program and Director of April here on campus. So the class that I'm teaching this term is called the Sociology of Punishment, and it's a fourth-year seminar-type class. What I'm doing differently this term and what I'm really excited about is I'm experimenting with project-based learning, and this is something that I actually learned about as a result of my involvement with April. So what students do is, instead of me coming in and lecturing to them, it's very student learning based, and so they've been divided into groups. And each group is responsible for creating two projects. One is an academic lecture, one is a final project that builds on the lecture. And what they do is they research women in punishment, race and ethnicity in punishment, social class in punishment. And so in a sense, I'm giving ownership of the class over to the students. Of course, I direct them and help them, direct them to research and assist them in any way I can, but it's very much student driven. And so the goal there is to help them to develop certain attributes in a really obvious way. So they learn group work, they learn communication, they learn how to create a presentation with a particular audience in mind. They learn critical thinking skills and problem solving skills. And so in that sense, the course is different in format and objective to some extent from what I've done before. A big part of the challenge has been giving up control. You have to go with the flow. And luckily my students are so engaged that it flows well. So what you see behind me is typical. They're buzzing with ideas, and so I usually do try to circulate among the groups just to see if they have any questions or if they're struggling with anything. It's risky. This whole idea is risky, and that's both of those, the challenge to giving up control and the riskiness is something where, to be perfectly honest, I don't think I could have done this without the support of April and people who have in the faculty who have done this kind of thing before. It really helps to know that it can be done and it can be done successfully, and students do well and learn a lot from this kind of structure. So every time I was feeling nervous about not lecturing or nervous about the noise level in the class, I kept reminding myself that, hey, this is what project-based learning is all about. This is what the real world is like when these students move out and move on in their careers and are working in government and in corrections and wherever they're working. This is, a simulation of some of what they'll be dealing with. So I had to keep that in mind too.
My name is Corey Lee. I am a fourth-year criminology student here at the U of A.
My name is Nishant Happy. I'm in my third year of criminology.
My name is Igor Kasik, fourth year criminology.
My name is Christina, and I'm a fourth year criminology student.
When you get out of university, you kind of have to learn for yourself. So the fact that we've been doing research the whole time and having to bring it together for these projects and presentations, it's been really insightful into what our capabilities are when we're not getting completely led by a professor.
I just got accepted into a master's program at U of T. By all the collaboration experience I'm getting and really critiquing each other's points of view, I think that's definitely going to be invaluable in grad school.
No, I really like this form of teaching compared to the other methods where you have the term paper and just the lectures, just because you're still learning the same amount, but it's putting less stress on the students. I know some students might not like presentations, but at the same time, we can all kind of agree that not everyone's going to grad school and writing essays, right? So it might be better to just help them get their presentation skills to a level where they can use it in the workplace.
With more traditional courses, you learn a whole bunch of information, most of which you'll probably never remember again in your life. But with a course like this, you're actually going in depth to a topic you're interested in, and then I'm going to remember a lot of the stuff I'm learning right now.
I find that with a lot of other courses, the material really dissolves right away after the course ends. I'll find that I'm forgetting most of the stuff that I've learned, unfortunately. But I think with this, it really puts a really relatable way of thinking about social class and punishment into the minds of people that are exposed to it, and I think that in itself is such a valuable thing.
I think it helps me retain information better in the sense that I really liked the topic we were talking about. It was gangs, and I just found myself doing more research than was necessary and trying to take it to the next level just because I wanted to.
Just not have to deal with a lot of the bureaucracy and kind of the typical classroom environment, which might not be conducive to everybody's kind of learning style. So the fact that we're able to really hone into what we find effective for ourselves and what my group members find effective for themselves, I think that's a really, really valuable thing.
I would definitely recommend it to anyone else. It's a good learning experience for a 400 level class, and it gives you that kind of outside of the box feel that you don't have to do only seminars and a few papers and things like that. So it gives you, like, it's a break in the typical university 400 level system, and I think it's really nice.
I've been absolutely amazed by the way students have embraced the group work and the challenge. The groups have been working so smoothly and so well together. They've taken the initiative, the first day that groups were constructed, they were creating Google Docs so they could communicate with each other outside of class. They were making time schedules for when they'd meet out of class. Of course, I've given them class time too to work on these projects.
Since we're all doing like these creative projects, we can just walk up to each other and say, so what are you guys planning on doing? Like, what's the creative aspect that you're gonna use in your presentation? And we're all just talking about it, and we're all working together, not in the sense of giving each other information, but we're all kind of, I guess you could say, supporting each other.
It was all like collaborative effort. It was nice to have such a diverse number of viewpoints and perspectives and work ethics and kind of personality traits. It really made the group project really fun to do, and a really great experience just all around.
The quality of work has been phenomenal. I have been literally blown away by the creativity. There's innovation in the way they present, the way they've been able to link classroom and research material to real-world events, to current events. I've just been so pleased and very impressed with how they've risen to the challenge.
So our group was in charge of social class and punishment. That was the topic we were assigned at the beginning of the class that we chose. We decided to make a version of the game of life. We called it Rags and Riches. And it's basically we're accounting for how one's social class affects all aspects of one's life. It's just an amazing thing to see all your hard work kind of really solidify into something that you can literally hold in your hands and that you can literally show people.
It gives you an opportunity to be excited about what you've done all your work on, and now oh, let me create something with all this knowledge I have now. So it's very different, very exciting.
By having such a tangible product at the end, it really helps everybody see that there's different ways to apply your learning, and that this is just one way that someone could have discussed the whole issue of social class and punishment, but it's a way that one might not have thought of or had the opportunity to explore before a class like this, with this project-based learning kind of approach.
Overall, the structure has been phenomenal. I've had a blast teaching this course, and based on student informal feedback anyway, and the work they've produced, I think it has benefited them immensely. So I would do it again for future students for sure.